Keselowski wins Wreckfest at Talladega to advance in playoffs. Talladega, Alabama. Highlights of Sunday's Alabama 500, the second race of the second round of the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, at Talladega Superspeedway. Winner, Brad Keselowski passed Ryan Newman on the final lap following a restart with 3 laps remaining in a crash-marred race of attrition. Keselowski led the field to green on the final restart with 6-time winner Dale Earnhardt Jr. on his back bumper, but Denny Hamlin pushed Ryan Newman to the lead on the outside. Keselowski battled back on the final lap, pulling alongside Newman, then holding on to win at NASCAR's biggest track for the 5th time. Newman finished second, followed by Trevor Bayne, Joey Logano, and Eric Almirola. Hamlin finished 6th, followed by Earnhardt, Casey Kahn, Greg Galding, and David Reagan. Keselowski, racing in his 300th career Cup start, locks up a berth in the third round of the playoffs, joining Martin Truex Jr. Big Boom 3, with only a handful of drivers left in the final laps to decide the race winner, more were eliminated with 6 laps remaining when Chase Elliott and Daniel Suarez crashed while racing for the lead. Chris Buescher and Kyle Larson also were involved in the accident, which produced the afternoon's third red flag. Big Boom 2, with 10 laps to go, contact between Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney started a multi-car crash that also involved Kevin Harvick and Trevor Bayne. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Brad Keselowski barely avoided the crash, which resulted in a red flag. Big Boom, a brutal 16-car crash with 17 laps left, changed the scope of the race and left the track littered with damaged cars and debris, prompting NASCAR to display the red flag, stopping the race. The incident started with contact between Martin Truex Jr. and David Reagan. 6 playoff drivers were involved in the crash: Truex, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Harvick, and Matt Kenseth. The 38, David Reagan, ended up parked right in front of us, Stenhouse, who won the May race at Talladega, said after being checked and released from the infield care center. I felt like we had a really good run coming up the bottom of the 48, Johnson, trying to get some track position back that we had lost at the end of the second stage. But our 17 was fast again. We felt like we had a car capable of contending for the win, led some laps but we didn't get into victory lane. Said Johnson, I'm okay. I just saw the number 38 turning down across the group and hooked me and sent me up into the wall. It knocked the wind out of me for sure. Bayne tired. An apparent blown tire sent Bayne's Ford sliding into the outside wall near turn 3, producing the race's 6th caution on lap 153. Earnhardt bumped into Suarez in traffic near the accident, but neither car suffered major damage. On the ensuing restart, A.J. Allmendinger, Eric Almirola, Clint Bowyer and Cole Whitt crashed, sparking another caution. Bowyer, angry at his team because of a slow pit stop that dropped him deep into the field, where he was swept into the accident, got out of his car on pit road and climbed on his pit wagon to complain to the team. Blaney wins stage 2. Blaney, racing to stay in the playoffs, edged Keselowski to win the race's second stage. Following were Bowyer, Elliott, and Kurt Busch. Bumpy ride for Johnson. 7-time and reigning series champion Johnson wound up in crowded traffic while trying to pit on lap 67. Johnson was bumped by Ty Dillon, and that contact pushed Johnson into Danica Patrick. Johnson's Chevrolet received right rear fender damage. Photos, 2017 NASCAR Cup Series race winners. Second caution, Paul Menard whacked the outside wall to bring out the day's second caution on lap 52. Starting a round of pit stops. During the stops, Earnhardt was penalized for speeding on pit road. Menard's accident occurred near the end of the first stage. NASCAR restarted the race with 1 lap to go in the stage, and Keselowski finished the stage in first, followed by Logano, Blaney, Stenhouse, and Johnson. Caution 1. The race's first wreck occurred on lap 27 as several drivers tried to drop onto pit road for pit stops. Jamie McMurray, a playoff driver, was in the heart of the accident as he tried to pit from the track's second lane. McMurray spun and sailed up the track, where he was hit hard by Jeffrey Earnhardt. Others involved in the wreck were Mark Thompson, Kyle Busch, Buescher, and Eric Jones. Busch, whose car received minor damage, blamed the crash on McMurray, who admitted he made a mistake. "It was my fault," McMurray said after being checked and released from the infield care center. "I assumed that they said the 18, Busch, was going to let me in, so I thought we were all going to pit. I didn't even know where the 77, Jones, was. When I got on the brakes, I thought we were all coming to pit road as a group. I'll take the blame for that. I just kind of assumed we were coming to pit road right there." Obviously not everyone was. Earnhardt was among the drivers penalized for pitting while pit road was closed, putting his Chevrolet at the back of the field for the restart. Junior Mania, pre-race ceremonies spotlighted Earnhardt's last race at the track where he and his late father, Dale Earnhardt Sr., had dominant race days. Earnhardt Jr.'s number 88 Chevrolet was the center of a swarm of team members, family members, hangers-on and fans in the minutes before the race. Photos, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Retirement Tour?